Yeah, fellas, I pulled up on Google because I have a site called How to Be a Player with an X at the end of it. And I had that site ranked on page one about 10 years ago. Yeah, about 2007, somewhere in there. I've since forgotten about the site, and it's actually a good training tool for you guys to go read some good player lessons. But I also saw this article under Google, How to Be a Player, the 29 Laws of the Game, written by Will Freeman. Okay, he writes, if you want to learn how to be a player, the first thing you need to do is understand that the game exists. And if you can't see, hold on, I should move this up so you can see the words. And if you can't see that or refuse to accept the rules, I promise you one thing, you're going to get played. You might not like the rules, but you need to respect them. You need to recognize that either you play or get played. This fellow has obviously read a lot of my articles because those are my exact words. And you need to play by the rules if you want to succeed. The game, just like nature, is amoral, and unless you want to be celibate, you have to play. What you're playing for is sex and affection from women. That could come through multiple women or through a monogamous relationship, but the rules are the same. With that said, learning how to be a player doesn't mean you should play with the girl's emotions, and that's where I disagree. He's a Caucasian male, so he's going to apply to this list of rules, 29 rules or whatever it is, Caucasian culture, which isn't part of black culture. Some of the stuff he took directly from me, and some of the stuff he added to himself. Let's continue. You can be and should be honest about what you want. And I said you could do that, or you do the low-level player way. I gave you guys both options. Not just because it's the right thing to do, but it's what men do. You set your terms, and she can either accept them or leave. And I agree with that. And don't worry, most girls deep down would rather have a piece of a real man than all of a weak man. When you play by the rules, you'll get the most out of your relationships. Avoid drama and not do anything to embarrass yourself that you'll regret later. Not only that, but by playing by the rules, you'll make the woman in your life happier. No girl wants to be with a guy that doesn't get it. Girls will come and go, but your actions will stay with you forever. That's why it's important not to break your discipline and stay on top of your game. Here are the 29 laws you need to follow to keep your game airtight. He's got a video, How to Be a Player, the 29 laws of the game. See, I can tell this fellow is a writer. He's not really a player. I can see through his face. A player has a certain look to him, and he doesn't have that look. And this is from me. How many times have you guys heard me talk about the mindset? Number one, have a player mindset. Now, he's filling this article with keywords so that it ranks. That's why he's using player, 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 player. So Google knows this is about how to be a player. To learn how to be a player, keyword, the first thing you need to do is start thinking like a player. That means you need to internalize the player's mindset down to your core. What I say? You wake up in the morning, you reaffirm that you're a player. Let me show you proof that I developed this idea in philosophy. Let's go to Google, How to Be a Player. My video is ranking on page 2, that is. Lesson 1, think like a player. Okay? What a writer does is they go around and they find information to put the stuff together. So, mindset down to your core, that you have confidence, an abundance mentality, and an understanding that dating women is a game, and you either play or get played. Those are my words. I just uploaded an ebook for free for the forum. full of a lot of good stuff. I'm looking for my play the game or get played by the game. Your choice. That's my signature. And I took this part from that one author. In the art of love, there are no victims, only volunteers. Play or get played. Okay? Uh-oh, where's the article? So, he's talking about the player mindset. Having a player mindset, I'm going to jump down, also means not feeling guilty for having sex. You recognize sex as a value-neutral exchange, not a dirty act where you're taking advantage of a girl. Realize that if you're living a 1% lifestyle, you need to act like it. It might feel weird at first, but by the consistent external reinforcement you get from having lots of women around, it will become natural. When it really clicks for you is when you know that if all that pussy dried up, you can go out and easily find a new girl within 3 days, anywhere in the world. What'd I say? Give me $100, drop me in any city in the town? Yeah. Having a player mentality also means that you respect the game and don't hate other players. I agree. Instead of hating, you recognize game and see what you can learn from other players. I agree. Number 2, act the part. Fake it till you make it. I used to put that out there, just like that. Fake it till you make it. I no longer say that. I'm teaching become. You've got to become the player. Learning how to be a player takes time. You're not going to change overnight, but it all starts with acting the part. Act like you're getting used to, or you're used to getting girls. Dress, these are things I said back then, like you're used to getting girls. Walk, yep, I talked about that too, like you're used to getting girls. You need to act as if, and the exact words I said back then, and eventually the behaviors will solidify. Mick Jagger wasn't always Mick Jagger. He used to be a skinny English prep school boy until he decided that he was going to become the world's biggest rock star and started to act like it. Unfortunately, your age, looks, and status determine a lot of your success, but you want to control what you can control and maximize your hand. That means get your style right and your body in shape. Act like a confident, strong man, and that's what you'll become. Good message. Always be closing. This means this is from sales. Always be closing new women. Use day game, Tinder, party game, whatever works for you. You can't have an abundance of women without playing the numbers game. Now, this is where he differs from my philosophy. This means asking a girl home with you after a date. It means putting moves on her when she comes home with you. It means escalating sexually with her until she's ready to fuck. Never with force, always seduction, even if that takes 3 or 4 hours. Number 4, always be ready. If you want to always be closing, you need to always be looking good, smelling good, and have your phone on you no matter where you're going. You never know when you'll run into a girl who you want. I picked up girls at the bus when I used to ride it, in coffee shops, and the doctor's office, just to name a few places. Cool. A player is always on the hunt. Yes. Having your phone on you is crucial. When a girl's giving you solid eye contact, you want to be able to approach at the drop of a dime. So he is actually talking about what I've put out there. I'm the only instructor that says wait for eye contact that I know of on the internet. And I've been saying it since 2002 when I got out into the forums. Look for eye contact. I back engineered the game. So we know where this came from. You might only get 1 or 2 good looks a week, so make sure you have your phone on you to get that number. Number 5, keep your pipeline full. This is a good one. Whenever you think your pipeline is getting too full and you start to slow down, that's when your pipeline dries up. Without a strong pipeline, you're able to do stupid things because you're horny, like texting girls you don't like. Keeping a fresh supply will lower your neediness for any girl in particular and will keep you from drying out. And that's what I talked about years ago when I told Craig, don't get rid of the women. Because I taught this lesson years ago. He who has, it's from the Bible, shall be given more. He who has not, all shall be taken from him. Let me go to Google. There it is. Shall be given more. Matthew 13:12. For those who has, more will be given. He will have an abundance, but from the one who has not, even what he has will be taken away. Okay? I taught that lesson many years ago. Number 6, one is too close to none. Now I believe that's from Rosebud, the pimp game. Yeah, one is too close to none. He read, either he heard my podcast that I did from my past shows episodes, where I actually would go through books like that, like Rosebud's book, and give you guys a lesson and then interpret it for you, like I did with Mickey Royal's book, The Pimp Game. One is too close to none. Or he went to and got the book himself. Okay, if you want to transition into a relationship with a woman who meets your criteria, go for it. You're still in the game, but recognize that it's a different set of rules. To be a player, you always need more than one woman. With one girl, you're more susceptible to neediness, putting up with drama, and other bullshit. Yes, I've said that. When you have an abundance of women, it means you know and she knows that you have other options. Remember, you don't need the girl you're with. You need the next girl. Nope, you don't need any girl. They need you. Reverse the game. See, I've improved on my earlier thoughts. Number 7, put yourself first. Be in love with yourself and the game. I believe this is Mickey Royal and Rosebud. And you'll always be taken care of. Women love nothing more than a confident, selfish man. Girls can't stand a weak man, and once they know you're putting them on a pedestal, they will lose interest. That's very true. Girls will fight you to the death for power and ownership of you, but deep down, they don't really want it. Once they have it, they'll move on to the next challenge. I said years ago, women, they love a challenge. They always want to land a player. Think about it. When you're a player, she knows you've got a ton of bitches. And if she can land you, think what that does to her ego. It makes her feel good about herself. Remember, girls only love up. That's a good point. That I've never said. So keep yourself where you're supposed to be, on top. The whole philosophy of being on top, I've said that also, but I've never used the phrase girls only love up. That's really good. With that said, don't be arrogant in an annoying way, and I do preach arrogance. I was arrogant. Do it in a charming way with a shitty grin, and I did that also. Combine that with affection and active listening, and you have a powerful combination. I agree with them. Number 8, be discreet. That means keep your other women to yourself. I agree. Girls are jealous and narcissistic by nature. Yeah. I've had women say, well, who else are you seeing? That's my business. They have a hard enough time knowing they have to share you without you flaunting it in their face. Exactly. Combine this with the fact that after seeing her for a while, her friends will be telling her she deserves better. Don't bring other women up unless she asks, even when she asks. Tell her, when I'm with you, I'm only thinking about you. Exactly. I don't want to talk about anyone else. 100%. Number 9, be honest. And remember, that's your option. I recognize a lot of you guys are not strong males. And I hated telling the truth back then. So It wasn't until I improved my strength in myself and I realized, damn, it really does save a lot of effort. No girls kicking in my door or like that happened, or kicking in one of my windows. I had an apartment. The window was on the same height of the walk up. Okay, be honest. This means be upfront with who you are. You don't need to bring up how many girls you're seeing, but don't pretend to commit or string along by to keep her around. If she asks, which she will, let her know that you're not looking for anything serious at this point, but would be with the right woman. Now, I told them I'm actually looking for Mrs. Right. This gives you honesty as well as the potential in her head that she could be that girl. Yeah. I would tell them, I'm looking for Mrs. Right. Let's keep seeing where this goes. See what happens. Continuing, which she could be if she plays her cards right. Exactly. Same thing. Number 10, of course, I talk about this. I've got tons of podcast shows and videos I've done on this. Be good in bed. Fuck her well every time you see her. Ravage her like a strong, confident man, or make gentle love to her. And I've said those exact same things, but I started with the making love because that's the way I am. This conveys two things. One, the basis of your relationship is sexual. And two, when you fuck her well, she will keep coming back. That is very true. Don't get hung up on making her come. What? See, I teach the opposite. You need to be focused on making sure she comes. Some girls come easily, some don't. True. And you should work harder on the ones that don't. For most girls, however, sex is about connection, about feeling your strength, about feeling your weight on top of her, about you enjoying yourself. Check out these guides on how to fuck her properly. Let's just take a look at this one real quick. Not interested in this whole squirting thing. Same guy. Okay, let's see. This looks like an ad. That's just nasty. There's like nothing there to hold on to. That's nice. He says he fucks women like this. That doesn't mean he's actually dating these women, by the way. Okay, this is an ad. I've seen this image before. Okay, so he's selling. Number 11, protect yourself. I agree. Easier said than done, but this is a must for a player. It's true. Condom sex is shitty, but not as shitty as getting STD or a baby that you didn't want. Number 12, checker. Excuse me. Girls will always test you. The best ones will test the least. Sorry. I found that when you grow your power, the testing kind of stops. When you come in like a master, the testing kind of stops. They can feel it. It's when they can't feel you, they need to test to make sure. Does that make sense? And not all girls will test, because testing is something they do deliberately. Some girls exhibit bad behavior because that's what they've been allowed to do. It's not like they're trying to test you. That's just the way they are. And you got to teach them the behavior that you want them to exhibit around you. Excuse me. Sorry about that. But they will test. It's in their nature. They want to see what kind of man they're dealing with. Exactly. And by letting her test you without checking her behavior, you failed. In the free book that's on my forum now, I talk about that, how a woman did try to get away with something. And what I did about it. Excuse me. Sorry about that. Ruining my video here. So he says, more importantly, though, you failed yourself by not maintaining your standards. First time a girl does something I don't like, I tell her politely, I don't like it when you do X behavior. That's my stuff. I say manage her behavior. It's the behavior. Okay? If you ever taken a management class, they have that style of management called management by behavior. If she apologizes and stops, then we're back to normal. If she keeps at it, I check her more forcefully. If she continues to do it, I give her a warning, then I'll make it to the third one. I don't let them get to the third one. We're done. I fired a female for doing something I didn't like the first time. This girl went through my computer. And she got fired. Because if she has that kind of sneaky, and all women will be sneaky, but I left her in my apartment by herself. It was my fault. But whatever, she still did it. Continue to do it. I give her a warning that I don't keep negative people and drama in my life so that she knows the next time she fucks up, she's getting fired. Make sure to check her the first time she does something because you get the behavior you allow. Exactly. Check her for the following every single time. Disrespect, drama, jealousy, plot lines, being in a bad mood. Yeah, that's a good one. When they come around me, you come to have fun. You don't come to make my mood bad. You come to get sexed. All my women came to get sexed and the pleasure of laying with me and talking to me afterwards. I love holding, if I couldn't put them to sleep and wear them out, then I love having those conversations afterwards. Withholding sex, yeah, I don't do that. And that's why I teach them in bed. I teach them that this is my house, my home, and your doors will never close to me. That's what I say to them while I'm fucking them. Questioning your terms. He goes on, number 13, don't chase them, replace them. That's not mine. That's from general stuff on the internet that I've seen on like So Suave. Yeah, it was So Suave, or one of those places. Lots of girls are going to leave you for someone who will get monogamous with them. Unless you want something exclusive with them, it's important to let them go. Your power comes from not needing her and from her choosing to be with you. A lot of times, girls won't bother to text you when they meet someone. But if she does, then you can wish her well. Chances are she'll come back once she gets bored of whatever guy committed to her too quickly. As long as everything was good with you when you guys ended it, you can welcome her back with open arms when she does. Now, remember the girl that I fired? And she came back. What'd I do? I had her put money in my account. As you know, I always back up what I say with real proof. I just showed this the other day. She said, finally you were right. I had to make sure she knew who she was talking to. When I talk with men, I know they will not do it for me. And I told you, you need to get your big ass back on my motherfucking team. She wouldn't take her pants off for this dude. I told her, you got to buy your way back to my good graces. And I told her to put money in my account. You can pause this and read it. I give you guys the honest truth of what I experienced in my life, in my game. The absolute honest truth. I am clear on everything. So let's continue. A lot of times girls won't bother to text you. Yeah, we've read that. When you chase after her, not only do you lose that power, that's what I've said. That's exactly what I've told you, fellas. When you chase after her, you're giving her the power. Okay? A good rule of thumb is to delete her number so you're not tempted to text her. If she wants to come back, let her text you. I agree. Cop and blow, yeah. That's what I learned, and I know he's been reading my stuff. He's probably an ex-member of my forum. Cop and blow, girls come and go. Without a commitment, see, he's using the exact terminology. As I've said, it's cop and blow. I learned that on the Pimps Network. Without a commitment, every time you see her might be the last time, and you need to be cool with that. Recognize that eventually she will want a commitment, and if you don't give it to her, she'll find someone who can, even when she still wants you. Very true. Number 14, active listening. As you know, I do have a product on active listening because I recognize the importance of that. That means take an interest in what she's saying. I would say take a real and honest interest in her as a human being. Ask questions about what's going on with her. Yes. And pay attention when she's speaking. Yes. This is part of the cost to play the game. When you're listening, you should try to maintain eye contact, nod your head at the appropriate time, and give the appropriate look and response, wow, or that's crazy. Really? Holy fuck. That is straight out of my papers. Let me think, what was the title of that one? Let's see. That's exactly what I taught a long time ago, almost word for fucking word. Oh, I'm in the wrong section. Watch. You got to be genuinely interested in him as a person, yeah. You got to be an active listener. I said back then, a girl's either going to be feeling good about something or bad about something. And I gave you those exact same phrases to say to her. Okay, let me find the other one. These are my old posts. Someone just purchased my old compilation of all these posts, which I used to sell years ago. Now I had to go dig it up. And I've got to close down the sales page. Somehow I left the sales page open. Let's see, where was that at? Listen, the bottom line is letting the bitch choose. Maybe it's here. Here we go. She talks, you listen, you repeat some of what she said. That's all you got to do. I made that for the guys who are superficial and just can't get into, just pretend. You don't say, that sounds twisted, crazy. See, they're either feeling frustrating or about something excited. Somewhere in here, I said the exact phrase he's using. I use phrase, how you feeling? Don't use don't doing. God damn it. I can't find it. Anyways, it's almost word for word what he's saying there. Really. That's the one that I use, yeah. If you guys go back, slow it down, you'll see that I use really. or that's crazy. You don't say, really? Oh, that's fucked up. That's messed up. Or that's great. Apply either to whatever situation is. Remember what she said the week before and ask her about it. Yes, next time you see, that's good. Women will want to be able to talk about their week for at least 20 minutes. Let her talk. Remember to keep a girl around. To keep a girl around, you need to be more than just a human dildo. Yeah. Number 15, make her come to you. By her coming to you, it shows three important things. One, that you have the power. Two, that she is invested in you. And three, it allows you to manage the experience. That also means make her come to you on the first date. It shows she's invested and saves you from getting flaked on after you've gone halfway across the city. Most girls will be happy to come to you because their places are usually messy. Not girls I knew. They kept their places. I like the ones that keep their place spotless. And when you get near them, they smell good. They use body washes and lotions and shit. Their hair smells clean. They always take a shower and clean themselves. I can't stand a messy, trashy female. I remember the reason why I kept Jovina as my permanent one, so settled down with, because she got up and made the bed the next morning. So usually messy. Any girl who tests you on this consistently does not value you enough or is high maintenance and has to go. Having her come to you also saves you hassle and travel time. That's a good point. I haven't used that one. That's not one of mine. I'll make her drive to your place. When I was at the club, if I didn't pull them right then, I try to get them to come to my place or I'll go to their place. But on a first date, because I didn't do dates. Number 16, always be plain. I agree with this. Watch what you say and say what you mean. This is from Rosebud. Remember everything you tell them. Yeah. Keep your game tight because you're either playing the game or the game is playing you. This doesn't mean you have to lie, but it means you have to think before you speak, especially when you're checking her. A girl will remember every negative thing you say. This also means be charming, be fun, and identify with her hopes and encourage her. Now we're getting into my female mind seduction. You want her to leave your place feeling good every time so that she's itching to see you next week. I agree with that. 17, keep the game to yourself. Being a player is an alternative lifestyle that a lot of people will have a problem with. This could be your family, your coworkers, or your acquaintances. Keep quiet about how you live, especially at work, when it can affect your money. And Grease did experience that. Grease 2000 experienced one of his bosses saw him get a girl that was in their building. And he asked him, how'd you do that? And he pretended like he didn't know anything about the game. He said that happened several times, actually. It's tempting to try to straighten out a big or out of blue pill guy. He's combining the new blue pill stuff. But usually all you get is judgment from him. Girls will label you as an asshole or immature, and guys will be jealous of your lifestyle. That's true. They'll try to browbeat you into a scarcity mentality and locking down that special girl before she gets away. Fuck that. Society, despite what you read in magazines, frowns on the player lifestyle. Your family will push you to settle down. Your coworkers and employer will judge you negatively. Girls you went to school with will think you're immature. Beta males will talk shit behind your back. Yes, they will. Even some close friends who are in sexless relationships won't want to hear about the hot 21-year-old you banged on the first date last night. How about when Tall Mr. Negative was trying to assault the girl before, right there, telling the girl, why do you want Chris? Chris changes girls like he changes underwear. His exact words. She came back and told me that. It's important to remember that you are living an alternative lifestyle, and it's usually better to keep it to yourself. See, I knew that Thomas Vega was a hater. He would use the excuse because he was afraid of chicks, a coward. I gotta go and fuck my cat, Chris. But then if a girl made the moves on him, because he was a beta male, he'd be all for her and think she was beautiful. 18, put her on a schedule. That's mine. You guys all know that. That's from me. See her no more than once a week on a scheduled night when you're trying to juggle multiple girls as well as meet new ones. You want as much regularity as possible. Being a player is a part-time job, and without organization, you won't have time for anything. That's exactly what I teach. The other reason for seeing her no more than once a week is to keep her from acting like your girlfriend. Seeing a girl too often sends mixed messages and leads to jealousy, wanting to talk about feelings, and her asking, what do I mean to you? I've had that. Where is this going? I've had that one too. Friday nights, Saturday nights are great times to schedule girls because they are prime nights. That's not what I teach. Friday and Saturday nights are not great times to schedule girls. Those are your player times. Those are your time to get out there to the club. This might sound counterintuitive at first, but you want girls who are invested in you on these nights so that you can meet new girls on weekdays. See, that's not what I teach. Now, this is his own stuff he's adding to it. Obviously, he doesn't go to the club where 64% of women want to meet real men and will settle for a beta male if they can't meet alpha male type. Don't want to use the word alpha. Let's just say a more real man type. Real men, we make women's panties get wet when they come around us. They can feel our power. That's why it's so important that you guys become something of power in your own environments. What did I say? Be the light in the darkness. Be the light in the darkness. New girls who aren't invested will be less likely to give you a prime night in their week, or will be more likely to flake on a prime night when something better comes up. I was the better thing that came up, so I don't know what he's talking about. I have no connection to that. And I never would give up my weekends. Girls hated that. They knew I was going out. They knew I'd be at the clubs, one of the clubs. I've had girls come to clubs looking for me. I've heard from, I rotate around. I got smarter than they are, and I start rotating around. And I get back to another club, and I hear like when Thomas and I say, hey, that girl you fucked the week before, she came in there looking for you. They'd come up to my friends and ask, have you seen Chris? Have you seen Chris? Over and over again. Weeknights are for your internet dating stuff and for having girls come over. Now remember, I'd start taking Tuesdays off and I would date myself. Basically, I'd just spend time by myself. I got tired of fucking. By the time I was in my 40s, I was in my early 40s, I was tired of fucking every night of the week. Well, I should say every of the weeknight, Monday through Thursdays. And on some of those Thursdays, I was at the club America Live because Thursday was a good night. Thursdays, Fridays, and Saturdays. Sunday was slow. They're open 7 days a week, and I didn't go in the weekdays. I used those days to fuck. And then when internet dating came out, America Live had already closed up. I used my nights to talk to girls online. Okay? And I spent a lot of time getting girls hot and bothered. So when I met them, they were desperate. I waited for girls to throw their number at me, to beg me to take their number. And they were probably wondering, why doesn't he ask for my number? I did everything in reverse. I wasn't like the desperate chumps they were used to. I was something that was revered, prized, because that's the attitude. If they're going to be getting that damn good sex from me, I'm going to teach her to appreciate it. Does that make sense, fellas? So this is not part of my game. My game was a master's player's game, not a lower level player's game. That's why it's ideal to schedule first dates on weekdays. That I agree with. Or listen carefully. Your weekend during the daytime. Sunday afternoons, beautiful. Because then she's gone to church, she goes to church, she's home, she's relaxed. A date at 2 p.m., 3 p.m. is perfect. Go spend an hour talking, then go back to my place for a couple hours, then she can get home and have her Sunday evening. I've done that many, many times. If I brought them home, we go out to breakfast the next day. I'll wake up and say, why don't you take me out to breakfast? I didn't demand, I say, why don't you take me out to breakfast? That lets them know they're paying. I don't believe in going out and say, hey, why don't you pay for this? I always set up in advance. Let them know that they're taking me out. That's to teach them to pay for the sex. They got to pay me. It's not that I was a hoe. I was a master player. And I learned to appreciate my value. Number 19, keep your money in your wallet. Spend your money on what's most important in your life. If you want to buy every girl you meet expensive dinners, no, I didn't do that. You're going to be a broke player pretty fast. It also makes it more difficult to see if she's into you or your money. With that said, when you ask a girl out for coffee, he's using coffee dates. I'm the only person that pushed that on the internet since 2002. When I was on So Suave, some idiot said, let me see if I can find that document. I think it was in this one. I saw as I was going through. Let's see. Yeah. Idiot said, you run the risk of being an emotional tampon right off the bat. You're wasting your time collecting a life story from a woman who you may or may not ever see again on the first date. And I started this whole thing with the reason many are afraid of coffee dates is because they lack real conversation skills. And these are the comments I read. How to sit in a coffee room listening to a woman babble on about her life, consider getting into her mind. For people that don't even understand. I'm so far over their heads, they couldn't even grasp the shit. The only types of women that are in the deep philosophical talks and discussions are older women, 35 plus. That's actually not even true. You'd be surprised how many deep, younger 20-year-olds are out there. Even the 18-year-old virgin that I had was in the deep conversations. So again, you saw real proof of my game. So, out for coffee, expect, with that said, when you ask a girl out for coffee, expect to pay. Yeah, I had never had a problem with that. But sometimes I would show up early and be sitting there reading. And she would see I'm already there. And I say, okay, go get your coffee. She go pay for her own coffee. It says terrible things about you if you don't. It also allows you to lead the interaction. I think it's fair that whoever asks pays. If anything, and I agree with that. I totally agree with what he said. If anything, she should be invested in you before you invest in her. Save the gifts, expensive dinners for your girlfriend who has proven stuff. I agree with them 100%. Number 20, set your terms and stick to them. This is your contract. Okay, I've talked about the contract. And I got that idea from the Pimp's Network. See, when I take an idea from someplace, I'm going to give credit to it. I'm not going to steal people's stuff, coin it, and mark it as my own. Again, I'm trying to give you complete transparency. All right, contract. This means know what you're looking for, what behavior you'll accept, what behavior you won't accept. With that said, okay, he's actually talking about something a little bit different. With that said, you don't want to lay out all your behavior terms at the start. Okay, it is the contract. Just tell them to her along the way as necessary. Remember this, no matter what you say, a girl who likes you will always want a commitment and will always come at you with a question of, what do I mean to you? You guys need to pre-prepare a phony answer to give to a girl. Don't be like me, a jackass and a wise ass. Well, what you mean to me is that big, nice big ass of yours. Don't be like me. And then they hit you playfully. Even when you schedule them, they still want to know where's this going. I've had girls on once a week schedules. So where do you see this going? Excuse me. She won't give up on that until she's given up on you and found another guy who will commit. The problem is, the sex with me was so good. What did you see the other girl said? I found that you were right. Right? Hate to go back to the same thing. But I want to give you the exact words. Found out you were right. So they went out there and tried it. When I talk with men, I know they will not do it for me. I cannot feel their manhood, their being. You know how in tune I am to that. So when they try sex with other men, they're very disappointed. And they try to come sniggling back. You won't believe the number of girls that tried to come back. And I've let some of them back. Depending on how I felt about them. If we had a good connection, I'll let them back in for some more. If the connection got soured, if I was trying to build, then no. I wouldn't even pick up the calls. Oh man, I just had a flashback to maybe some of the long messages these girls would leave. Then some of them would try to blame me in their rambling messages on my answering machine. You know, it's your fault. And they didn't get a call back. When they recognized, like this chick, realized that I was right, yeah. And she's the girl that I said the other day is now following me on Quora, some site called Quora. I got to go kill my profile there, which I'll do when I'm done with this video. Every girl in your life needs to know that you want her, but don't need her. If she thinks you need her, then she won't respect your standards. Exactly. She always has to know that you're willing to end things if she doesn't act right. Exactly. I agree with them 100%. 21. Manage her experience. Let's see what he means by this. To keep girls around, you need to provide a great experience. Yeah, that means apart from having amazing sex, let her talk about her day. Ask her about relevant things in her life. I agree. Cuddle with her. I love to cuddle. I know I'm like a big teddy bear. I wasn't teddy bear back then. I had about 9% body fat. So I was pretty cut, but I was like a big muscular teddy bear. And I love to cuddle. I love to kiss. I love to feel. Cuddle with her, basically boyfriend stuff, but on a smaller scale. You want to be about 80% player, 20% boyfriend. I've never heard of that. This gives her enough emotional attachment to keep coming back, but still leaves her wanting more. See, I've replaced fun, good conversation. Because what does a player sell? 3 things. Well, let's just take the first 2. A player sells good dick and conversation. Good conversation. You sell good conversation, then you sell them good dick. Okay? Be fun, positive, have good conversation, and be affectionate. Yes, I agree. In moderation. I've been told I'm a very, very good hugger. Oh, excuse this. Very good hugger. And I love to hug women and hold them in bed. It turns me on, and I'll roll on to the top of them and take them again and be more passionate the second time. So, good conversation, be affectionate and moderation. You also want to have good movies. I didn't do that. Shows, sex playlists, sex music playlists, yeah, I've used those. Not all the time, though, but I have used music. I'd say about 70% of the time. At one point, 70% of the time, I always try to make sure there's good music. But in the bedroom, it was about 70% of the time. I didn't always use it. When they come back for seconds, sometimes I didn't put the music on. Food, no food. I had them bring me food. I don't drink wine. Didn't like tea back then. And anything else you're into on hand. See, I didn't provide that. I made them bring that to me. Having shows you watch together is convenient because you can watch the next episode when she comes by. See, I didn't do that. They came to my place. They knew what it was about. They came to get loved on, loved down. Dick down is the doctor female. She just added herself to my, she's now connected to my Facebook profile. And she always say, dick down. Oh, you dick me down so good, Daddy. Make your place and your experience a happy vacation from her life and watch her stay with you. Yeah, I kept my bedroom dark. I put blankets over the window because before that, there was just blinds. And I put a blanket over it so it's nice and dark, like a cave. And I used, I love scents. So I've used potpourri before, the scented candles. I've used the thing that you plug in that gives off heat and it puts a nice odor in the room. My place always smelled good. So that, I agree with them 100% on that one. 22. Don't have more than 3 girls at a time. And I've been putting that out. Keep it down to 3. Don't do what I did. At one time I had 13. But I always kept 6. I got rid of them. I always kept 6 girls. And it's because I was superstitious about the number 6. I was born in the 6th month of the 6th day in the 6 o'clock hour. Not at 6 o'clock, but in the 6 o'clock hour. My mom and dad couldn't remember the exact time. So I was always superstitious about 6. So I always kept 6 girls I was boning. One drop off, I'm at the club. I'm in the club every week. Okay? It's very rare that I didn't go to the clubs. There were times when, like you said, a girl would come over. And that'd be someone I really wanted to connect with. It had to be, it would take like an act of God to get me away from the club. But there were a couple times where I didn't go to the club on a Friday night. I'd have a girl come over. And then there were times where I had a girl come over and she was gone by 11. I'm showered out the door and at the club. That's how bad I was. But he says 3. As far as repeat business goes logistically and time-wise, it's too difficult to juggle more than 3 girls consistently. Even 3 is a lot to manage, and I agree with him on that. As I've been preaching, get about 3 females on your team. You can manage that. If you want 3 girls, have 2 see you weekly, 1 bi-weekly. And I had that also. But remember, I had 6. The one whose information we were looking at, contact we were looking at, I saw her on Sundays in the evening time sometimes, but it was like bi-weekly because she was married. She wanted more time, but I wouldn't give it to her. You can and still should be talking to and meeting with new girls to keep that pipeline full. I agree. To keep a girl around, you usually have to see her once a week. Yes, I agree with that as well. If you're seeing 2 girls, that's 2 nights gone. Plus, let's say you have a first date or 2 and social commitments. Your week will be plenty busy. So I'd have social commitments. I'm not in part of the dominant society. I don't go to high society events unless I was invited by one of my clients. 23, avoid the phone. Damn right. Back then, don't use pagers. A phone is like a noose, or a pager is like a noose around your neck. I was going to the club, back then, they started coming out with those ear things that people had in their ears. Those are some dumb fucks. I look at them with disgust. You stupid idiot. Now your women can get hold of you anytime they want. Because they know you got that shit in your ear. No. Train your women that you don't pick up the phone. And you call them back when you feel like it. So talking on the phone is for relationships only. Don't confuse her. I disagree. It's better to put your voice in her ear when you're pimping at her. When you're pimping your words at her. Okay? 24, be cool. Living the player lifestyle means you need to have your emotions in check. Exactly. I've seen way too many emotional players. And emotional males. As far as girls go, neediness is the most effective way to destroy a girl's attraction to you. This is the most important emotion to manage. Women don't love weak men, and neediness is weakness. You also need to realize that jealousy is a function of neediness. Even if you are feeling a little jealous, that is very true. This is something you can't show to her. Never, ever show her. She will test you on it by talking about other guys. Didn't have that happen too many times. I can't even think. I'm sure it's happened, but I can't even recall a time that it's happened. I just remembered one. I fucked a mother and a daughter. The mother was a bubblehead. The daughter was a bubblehead. The mother would talk about this other aerobic instructor who was more famous than I was. And that would bug me, but I hid it from her. She would say his name, and is he a superstar? He must be a superstar now. Because the guy was on TV. He produced some video workout or dance videos and some other stuff. But she wasn't trying to test me. She was just a bubblehead. She told me she was raped. Well, her father was fucking her, but she was raped. She worked at this glass company in my town, and someone got in there and raped her. She told me, this is why I fucked her. She was actually a training client of mine. But she described it and said, when he came, my eyes got big. I'm saying, God, this Doris, she's a kookadoo. But I had to go get some. She was petite. She also was a model, petite model for a store called BB's. They do like size 0s and 1s and 2s. Anyways, he's saying, girls will test you. Let's see if she can find chinks in your armor. And if she finds one, she'll amplify whatever behavior caused it. That is true. For example, when a girl starts talking about another guy she's seen, she's testing to see if you're jealous. I didn't have girls talk about other guys they've seen. You can only have 2 responses. 1, listen, offer feedback like it was just any other subject. Or 2, tell her that you're not interested in other guys and that. When we're together, we should focus on each other. Good point. Some guys like the first method. I like the second one. Otherwise, girls will tend to keep running jealousy plot lines on you. And besides, I'd rather listen to her talk about how great I am than some other guy. I agree. When a woman won't come over to your place after a date, be cool. When a girl flakes on a date, be cool. I agree with that one. A lot of guys get all emotional and they want to fuck her up or say something mean. Basically, bitch assness. When a girl comes over the first time, won't fuck, be cool. When a girl wants to see someone else, be cool. When a girl stops texting you, be cool. When a girl stops texting you, be cool. No. When a girl stops texting you, be cool. Don't make a post about it. You foo-foo fuck. You fag fuck. You weak fuck. There, I'm glad I got that off my chest. Something I've been wanting to say for a long time. When a girl runs a jealousy plotline, be cool. 25, don't waste time on time wasters. Bam, I agree 100%. Time wasters are girls who text you but won't meet up. How many times have I dealt with that one? And I get the comments, or I get the emails, or I get the posts. Girls who flake, who constantly try to reschedule. Now, my guys on my forum know that we don't deal with flakes. We move on. If she cancels the first date, chances are you won't see her again. If you can't get her to meet up within a week of getting her contact info, chances are she will never meet up. I agree. You can test this out, and some girls do come around but for time management purposes and your own sanity, it's usually best to delete their contact info and focus on hot prospects. I agree, 100%. Keep it between you and her. That means don't take her out with your friends unless you're oh, that's so true. Testing her for an upgrade. I've never really talked about that, but that is so goddamn true. Those are girlfriend activities. You especially want to avoid going out with her friends. It puts her in the power position, and you have to work a room, and she has allies to call you out on shit. She wouldn't do with just the two of you. All major drama I've had with casual dating has been when I'm out with her friends. I don't know that experience because we came to my place, we fucked. Now, when I had my main girls, for example, the bodybuilder, we would get invited to these high-class places. Like one time we were at a party full of old German Woofer pilots, I think it was it's called. And I've never had that happen to me. The closest was with the Teenets, girl I nicknamed Teenets. Her friend didn't like me. But Tina came to my defense and pushed her friend. She got physical. She got defensive and defended me. So I don't have experience with this. Let me go on to 28. Know when to commit. You want to keep a quality girl in a casual relationship. You won't keep a quality girl in a casual relationship forever. When you feel like you have a quality girl, it's time to start further test. I've been with quality girls, but I was too busy having fun. As you guys know, it wasn't until my little brother actually died that I chose to settle down. And you remember me saying I looked at my father, he was still trying to be a player. I said, I don't want to be like that when I'm 70. Yeah, he was 70, I think 70-something years of age. I don't want to be like that. Bring her out with her friends. With your friends. Start seeing her more than once a week. And make sure that you're starting to have feelings before you commit. This should take at least a few months. Ideally longer, so you can really get to know her before you jump into something. The important thing is to remember that you never have to commit. No matter what your friends, or your family think, commit only if and when you want to. See, this is an area I have experience with. 29, know when to fire her. I've got a lot of experience here. Firing her is the nuclear bomb in your arsenal. It's not a card you can play twice unless you want to come in from a position of weakness with a girl that will be bitter at you. Now, I played it twice. They come back. I can see that in the head. Women come back begging after they get fired. It also means she knows you're not serious and will have a license to do the same behavior that caused you to fire her in the first place. When she sees you can't hold to your standards, she won't respect your standards. So think it through before you fire a girl. You also need to fire a girl when you're not into her anymore. I agree with that, 100%. That could even be after only seeing her a few times. Yep, I've had that experience. In that case, you can just stop texting her and she'll get the hint. And that's what I did, but that's actually weak. It's better to tell her, you know, Susie, things aren't really working the way I thought they would with you and I think it's best that you and I go our own way. I'm sorry. Okay? It's that easy. This is also what girls will do when they're not into you anymore. Conclusion, if you're serious about learning how to be a player, you need to respect the game. That means following the rules. When you don't, you pay for your mistakes. Exactly. You guys who listen to me and things fuck up on you, if you think back, you didn't follow what I teach. He goes, I promise you that. That's not to tell you that you can't be sweet with girls and have beautiful relationships, but you can't be soft at all times. Every aspect of life has an element of combat to it, and dating is no exception. When you refuse to play the game, you get played. It's play or be played, fellas. So stay true to the game will be true to you. So there you have it. The 29 rules of how to be a player by this fellow named Will Freeman. And this is from 2014. Back then, the whole red pill, blue pill wasn't popular on the internet. I was the only one to talk about take the red pill. Go look it up. So anyways, good post. I don't know why he put this in here. Oh, this is video. And that must be the, what do you call it, the thumbnail.
So the shit that I'm telling you right now.
Okay. So that's the fellow that put it out. And hope you enjoyed the post and the video. Leave your comments below. Like and subscribe if you're new to this channel for more content. Peace.